Time for business news with Stephen Carroll. Stephen, we're starting with the price of oil, which is continuing to climb today.
That's right, oil prices hitting their highest level in 3 years after a gathering of top producers fell apart without any agreement on changes to global supplies. The OPEC cartel of oil producers and their allies were meant to meet on Monday to discuss a deal to boost output. That's as oil prices have been rising in recent months. A year ago, Brent crude, the international benchmark for oil, was trading at around $43 a barrel. It's now edging closer to $80. The OPEC Plus group had cut oil production to support prices during the pandemic, but now that they're rising again, big producers, Russia and Saudi Arabia, had wanted to bump supply up slightly to ease the temporary shortage. But the way that cuts were being measured didn't go down well with United Arab Emirates. As a result, a group deal was scuppered. That meeting never took place on Monday that was meant to happen. All of that pushing oil prices even higher today. Brent crude trading over $77 a barrel. That's the progress in the price over the past year. As you can see, steady gains leading to this problem. The White House also getting involved in this. A spokesperson there urging the group to find a compromise.
Meanwhile, Stephen, the iconic French car brand Bugatti is changing hands.
The brand is being sold by its current owners Volkswagen to a new company which will be majority owned by the Croatian startup Rimac and Volkswagen's Porsche unit. It's the end of an era for Bugatti, which had spent 2 decades owned by the German giant. But as Volkswagen shifts more towards electric vehicles, the brand's big combustion engines were out of place. Rimac also produces electric supercars, its founder describing the Bugatti deal as a perfect match. Bugattis will continue to be assembled at their home in eastern France, but the engines will be developed and made in Croatia.
Well, you gave us a glimpse of oil prices there, Stephen, but what's happening on the stock markets?
European shares starting the day in the red, falls across London, Paris and Frankfurt. Shares in the main oil producers are seeing some gains as oil prices have been rising. That's usually the way that tends to work. In Asian trading today, a more mixed picture. No US trading on Monday, so they left the region without any major direction from Wall Street. The Nikkei in Tokyo finishing the day up slightly, falls though in Shanghai and on the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index as well.
Next, to a French startup that has just become a unicorn. And I'm proud to say I actually know what that means.
This is years of listening to business bulletins is finally paying off.
I'm getting there.
The online DIY marketplace Manamano has been valued at over $2 billion after its latest fundraising round. That makes it a unicorn, which, as Eve now knows, is when a company surpasses the $1 billion valuation. Now, it's a really big jump for this company since the last time it raised funds in January 2020. It was valued then at around $640 million. Now we're talking about well over $2 billion. Manamano has seen a huge jump in sales during the pandemic as more people have been trying to upgrade their homes during lockdowns.
And finally from you, Stephen, an unwelcome surprise for many holidaymakers as the price of renting a car has really soared.
That's right. It's a problem that's actually been affecting parts all over the world, in fact, because car rental firms had sold off much of their fleets last year, have been unable to buy as many replacements as usual because of a shortage of certain car parts. In France, it's meant a sharp rise in prices at the start of the busy summer season, as Catherine Viette now reports.
Hitting the road in a rental car may just be this summer's mission impossible. All the family cars in this Paris rental agency's fleet are already booked.
Nous avons subi beaucoup de retard de livraison de la part des constructeurs. Et c'est l'unique explication. Puis la crainte aussi peut-être de certains loueurs de prendre un risque en achetant une flotte inappropriée peut-être à l'activité.
It's a problem facing vacationers around the world. The global pandemic wiped out demand for rental cars. Facing catastrophic losses, rental agencies sold off much of their fleet. And now with demand surging, they're scrambling to buy new vehicles, just as the automotive sector has been hit with a massive chip shortage, delaying new production. It's a perfect storm that's seen car rental prices skyrocket. Here in France, this week, one company was quoting just over €430 a week to rent a compact car, while a sedan goes for just over €1,200. And a recent study shows prices have increased by an average of 35%. In holiday hotspots, the price hike is even steeper. Some vacationers are turning to the car-sharing market to book a vehicle.
Aujourd'hui, ce qu'on observe, c'est qu'une voiture qui est mise en ligne par son propriétaire reçoit tout de suite des demandes, entre 1, 2, 3, 4 demandes dans la même journée. Notre volume d'activité aujourd'hui a doublé par rapport à la même période en 2019.
Rental car agencies are not expected to have their fleets fully restocked until 2022.